Happy New Year, everybody. Welcome to Chats with Chaudhrey for 2021. I hope you had a wonderful festive season. Today, my guests are from Sgd Pharma, and I'm joined by the Chief Innovation Development Officer, Carole Grassi, and the Chief Commercial Officer and General Manager for the business unit in West World, Laurent Zuber. Bonjour and bon ami, Carole and Laurent. I hope you're both well.
Hello, thank you, Rizwan. Happy New Year! Happy New Year to you, and Happy New Year to your audience. We're very pleased to be here with you today.
Lovely. It was lovely to meet you, Carole, and also Laurent. You for
Hello,
this time.
hello, Rizwan. Happy New Year and bonne année, and happy to be in touch with you, to your nice audience.
It was lovely to meet you both. Well, look, before we start talking about 2020 and 2021, would one of you kind of just give a quick overview of Sgd Pharma for those people who are not familiar with it, and also perhaps introduce yourselves in terms of your roles within the business?
Sgd Pharma is the leader in primary pharma packaging in molded glass, but also working on tubular glass. And Sgd Pharma is based on a worldwide basis with 5 different plants over the world. And Sgd Pharma considered by its clients as a leader in terms of quality service.
Fantastic. And your role, Laurent, as Chief Commercial Officer and General Manager, that encompasses all of Europe, or what does your role entail?
My role in this position is to define first the strategy of the company and to implement over the world in our different plant and commercial localization, but also to make sure that for the business unit West World, including Europe and Americas, we are able to continue and to improve our financial performance.
Fantastic. And Carole, you know, obviously, what does the role of Chief Innovation Development Officer entail?
Yeah, sure. So I am in charge of the marketing, whether it is for market intelligence or product management, as well as communication for the Sgd Pharma Group overall. I'm in charge as well of the innovation. So as you know, when you are a leader, you have to fasten innovation. And this is why this function has been put at the executive committee. This is important for Sgd Pharma to be able to provide to our customers the right innovations, the ones they are expecting, as well as supporting strategy. Obviously, this is important for the group, and development, everything related to development for Sgd Pharma.
Brilliant. So let's look back at 2020. And how would you describe 2020 in one word, and why? Laurent, would you like to kick off?
Yeah, describing in one word 2020 is a difficult exercise, but I would try to do it saying it's a lack of visibility.
Right. And why would you say that?
Because really, the pharma business is a reliable business with a potential forecast and a long trend, making a business not simple, but able to manage on not only on a short term, but on a mid and long term. And what has been amazing last year is that things change every month. So customer orders came in and out, directly linked to the pandemic.
Right. Okay. And Carole, what about you? Would you agree, or would you have a different word you'd like to use?
Yeah, I think I mean, I definitely agree, and I would go even further. You know, there is a word that is actually not really a word, but that describes exactly this year, which is a VUCA world. You know, VUCA world, VUCA, meaning volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. And to me, these 4 words in one describe completely 2021, because we have to adjust to a new way of life, a new way of working. And I think this is the one I'm thinking of, which represents the most what I feel about 2021.
Right. Okay. And then looking at at the positives, I know we can look and say, oh, well, it's been very difficult. There's lots of terrible things, and there have been lots of terrible things happening in 2020, but there are some positives we can take out of it. So, Laurent, from your point of view, what would you see are the main positives that you've taken out of last year, both from a personal point of view, professionally, and from an industry perspective as well?
Yeah, let's start personally. Simply, I think that we have been forced, which is good, to change our habits in terms of healthcare. Simply taking care of washing the hands, wearing mask, making sure that healthcare is now the center of our priority. Carole?
Yeah, I totally agree with you, and I would say in every bad situation there are positives to withdraw. And I believe there are indeed positive aspects to this crisis. For instance, before this pandemic, we were racing and running everywhere, from one trade show to another one, from one customer to another one, from one airport to another one, from one partner to another one, and raising and taking care of the family at the same time. I felt, everyone was racing and running. So I feel that this pandemic made us realize we could certainly find a better balance, which would be good to Earth as well as good to the global harmony of life. So I would say this is my personal finding about this year too.
Yeah, well, I'd have to agree with you. So, last year I remember going each week was a different airport and running backwards and forwards, and exactly how you feel like that.
And I think a lot have felt the same, right?
Yeah, exactly. And what about professionally then, Laurent? What positive would you take out from a professional point of view?
So, yes, so Sgd Pharma has played a major roles in this unbelievable situation, because globally we have been able to support the global supply chain with vials and bottles to fight against the pandemic. I give you just an example. Drugs like paracetamol and propofol have been filled mainly in our vials, because we were able to supply on time, and we were already validated by the main customer. So this has been the positive time for us. After the vaccine came, I would say in the second part of the year, and we are working also on this vaccine with our converting facility in India. Yep. Where you know that a lot of Indian pharma labs are running this vaccine for a pharma emerging market, which is a bit different to the well-known Pfizer and also the other one. And the other point positive is that despite this unbelievable situation, our day-to-day operation still run 7 days per week, 24 hours per day. No interruption, and a lot of personal commitment of all our workers to support this unbelievable situation. So really a very good empowerment of all peoples.
That's fantastic. And Carole, would you have anything to add?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's everyone in the company has learned to pull together and demonstrate full commitment, how to coordinate global and local, how to find better ways, new ways to work together and deliver to our customers, ensure continuity of the business. I would say initiatives and coordination have been the key motto this year. And I definitely think we learned a lot based on 2021 on this.
Fantastic. And from an industry perspective, obviously pharma has been at the forefront of the development of the vaccine and has been in the news a lot now, more than it ever has been before. So what positives do you think the industry can take from last year?
Carole?
Yeah, well, from the industry, what was amazing is this ability to work together between nations and between stakeholders as well, because the whole industry had to develop this ability to find solutions and to overcome this collective challenge, right? So I think in this aspect, it has been amazing to see that across 2020. Another main impact, I would say, which has been fastened as well, is the digitalization everywhere, right? I mean, we're actually doing this interview video through digital ways. Everything, I mean, telehealth have increased considerably in the last year. I really believe there are some innovative ways that have been developed faster than in the last 10 years. Look, there are even some vaccines which are being developed through the nasal route of administration, which we know well because we are in this segment as well. So I mean, that's as well that brings a lot of opportunities, and it's a source of innovation and new adjustments.
Brilliant. And Laurent, would you have anything to add to that?
Oh, I fully agree with what has been described by Carole, and I have nothing to add specifically, but yeah, a lot of potential new development and new way of working, definitely.
Fantastic. And that leads on quite nicely on to looking back. What key learnings would you say you would take from last year? And would there be anything that you would have done differently now that you're looking back on the year?
I think that looking back at last year, if I say on a humble way, we did a good job, and I would say that we have to make sure that what we did last year, we are able to reproduce not only this year but also over the last 5 years. It gives you. I give you an example. For example, we have no strike, no interruption of production.
Yeah.
People working through home office were there. We had different coffee call meeting every week, and making sure that all people were there, despite the fact that they were not physically within the office. This is first point. Secondly, definitely, the way how we will work will be different in 21 and after. Physical presence will not be absolutely necessary in the office. It will be necessary in the plant, but not in the office. So using new IT tools, it's definitely very, I would say, main point of this previous year.
Yes,
Right.
and
Carole, have you got anything to add to that?
yeah, I would say learnings have been numerous in terms of organization, continuity of business, whether in supply chain to ensure this continuity, whether in putting rapidly all the security parameters and the good conditions of working for our people, so that they can work safely and comfortably. Whether as well in communication with our customers, with our partners, with our suppliers, as well in management of people, because managing people without seeing them is a challenge. So all this we had to learn, and we had to learn fast. So definitely, I hope there will be soon again some trade shows and events, because we need this physical contacts. We need this physical contacts with our customers and partners, definitely. But at the moment where this is not possible, we had to do even more efforts to get to people, because we don't cross each other in the corridors, we don't meet physically. So for us, it has been, and it has to be, more efforts to go outside through all the digitalization ways, for instance.
But what is amazing is how faster our customers and us as supplier have been able to work differently through video, not systematically travel, having physical meeting, which is really, I give you another example, the quality audit in the plant.
Yep.
Usually we receive 5, 10 people, spending one day, checking everything, reading all documentation. We have been able to do by remote and making the same result at the end. So really, it will change our way of working physically for the coming months, but it will never replace the one-to-one physical meeting.
No, you're right. Well, ironically, you know, the more further apart we've become, in some ways, more closer we've become because we've had to make the effort to be closer with each other, haven't we? So
Yeah.
that's been an interesting thing, and that leads quite nicely on. So, and you mentioned one obviously when you've talked about the digitalization. What changes do you think have been made on account of the pandemic, which are likely to stay here now for good?
Well, if I may, maybe I will answer that. Definitely, digitalization, a portion of digitalization will remain. I remember at the beginning, everyone was enthusiastic by saying, well, no more traveling, no more airports, no more, you know. And then, you know, after almost, I mean, not 12 months, but 9 months, everyone says, we need, you know, face-to-face meetings. We need to meet people. We're missing that. So I think, you know, there will be a balance between both. But definitely, I think there are many meetings which we will be able to hold through digital ways, and some important meetings where we need to see people and to develop our network, see the plans, see the innovations. I mean, all that will remain and will come back for sure. But definitely, I think for the good of the planet, as well as the good of our industry and life, a balance between both will be definitely done. So on our side, because in communication we need to adjust, we have launched a survey with our customers, which is available just through our website or through LinkedIn. It's just, you know, a 5-minute survey to make us understand what our customers are expecting from us in terms of communication. How do they want us to communicate with them? What they will prefer, you know, are they still, you know, keen on spending XYZ days in trade shows? How do they prefer to be contacted? How do they prefer to get the information, to receive the information? So I encourage everyone to, you know, to answer this really 5 minutes customer survey, which will help us to define our future year's communication strategy.
Brilliant, thank you. And Laurent, do you have anything to add to that?
No, I fully agree with what has been described by Carole.
Fantastic. Well, now let's look ahead to 2021 as we've started talking about that. What do you see as the new normal being then, going into this year now and maybe into 2022 as well?
Okay, so yeah, 2021, and we just start 2021, and we have no time to look back, but definitely we have learned about the diverse skill across our group, which means that no panic in Sgd Pharma. As this company spend its resource carefully to focus on customer support, which means that despite this unexpected year, we have been able to deliver service and quality, which really shows the solidity of our team and of our company. And also, we will continue to invest in our business, in our product innovation. We have launched successfully different new products that could describe Carole later, Serenity and CMO. And we will continue to develop new product on type 1 this year and the coming years. So the good thing is that our investment has been not interrupted and reinforced, because in such situation, it gives us some opportunity to continue and to make the difference against or over our competitors or to the others. And our customer will not understand if we stop our trend in terms of investment, in terms of innovation. 2020 should be considered as a positive year at the end.
No, well, I don't disagree with you from that point of view. And looking ahead at the key trends in 2021, Carole, perhaps you can answer that. What would you see as the key trends?
Honestly, Rizwan, the key trends are not necessarily changing from 2020 to 2021 onwards. But what I felt is that they're fastening, you know, they're really fastening. It's like this pandemic has actually reinforced and fastened trends which were already existing. If I may take some examples, for instance, if you take flexibility and agility, you know, the time by which a vaccine has been developed, you know, the development, the clinical trials, everything has been fastened. And if you take the ready-to-use vials, for instance, help actually and contribute to answer this trend. And it has, you know, the need for RTU vials has grown really on a rocket way,
Sure.
more in 1 year than in the last 10 years. And molded is expected as well. And as you know, the first manufacturer providing RTU molded glass vials, we actually need to accelerate this as well, because our customers are expecting that from us. If you take affordability, you know, all nations want to increase access to medicines for their population. And so on this trend as well, we are working on it. And in 2021, we will unveil in type 1 our initiative to allow a better access to our best quality of vials in type 1, but a better access, more affordable access. If you take as well sustainability, sustainability is becoming, I mean, it has been already there for, you know, many years, but it's you know, again, fastening, increasing. People are expecting, and our customers are expecting real moves from their suppliers, and Sgd Pharma is completely committed to that. As an example, Sgd Pharma just received the rate of EcoVadis Platinum, which is the highest ranking of EcoVadis, and we were silver last year. So we really make some efforts to bring to our customers, to our group, to our employees, and to the planet some improvements, whether it is in emission reduction, energy reduction, good, you know, way of working for people, etc., etc. So this is very important for us. New technologies, you know, is a big trend as well that continues with digitalization. Added value drugs, as you can see, for instance, with these new types of vaccines which are on the market. So all these trends are fastening, and we as Sgd Pharma are working on it.
Fantastic, and congratulations on the increased ranking as well.
Thank you.
Now, what would you say then are your top 3 priorities? Obviously, you've got different objectives, both of you. So, Laurent, let's start with you. What would be your top 3 priorities?
Yeah, I would say my first priority is still to be considered as a preferred supplier by our customer. So we really, to be preferred supplier by our customer is thanks to quality of our product, because we are working on to protect patient health. So quality is key. Service, and typically last year has been a good proof that be able to supply with unexpected orders when it's definitely necessary. It's a good definition of service. And of course, quality service, and be able to be enough innovative, because the future will be built of course based on innovation. Right. So we cannot stay on our current portfolio, and Carole has described before that our mission also is to make sure that we are thinking of the future packaging for the pharma industry.
Brilliant. And Carole, from your perspective?
Well, as you know, Sgd Pharma has always been and will be there still to improve patient health customer. And on this aspect, and I am committed to work on it, especially in innovation. If I had 3 years, that would be, you know, three words. I would say innovation, innovation, innovation.
Right.
Because this is what is expected by our customers from a leader in molded glass vials and as well in tubular glass vials in India. So for even more value added, even more flexibility, more initiatives, more safety, and we have planned this year and last year all our strategy for the next 5 to 7 years, and I'm definitely ready to, you know, engage and support this strong investment plan and strategy plan.
Brilliant. Fantastic. Well, finally then, what message would you leave those, your New Year message? Here's your opportunity to send a message out to both your customers, prospective customers, and people who work in life science. What message would you give to them? So Laurent, starting with you.
Simple message, I would say the show must go on. If I may, simply, no, more seriously, our mission is to continue to protect patient health. That's the key message.
Fantastic. And Carole, I'll leave you the last word.
Yeah, well, I wish you all a very happy, peaceful, safe New Year 2021 with Sgd Pharma. You can count, as always, with Sgd Pharma to support you as customers and every employee to bring safe products on the market.
Brilliant. Well, thank you both very much for taking the time out to talk to me. I know that you're both very, very busy, so I appreciate you both taking the time out to give me this time to have this conversation.
Thank you, Rizwan.
No, thank you. So there you go, everybody. I will put the link to Sgd Pharma on the post above, so you can, if you want more information, they've got lots of technical notes, white papers, and other information as well about packaging and glass packaging, so you can look at that there as well. All that's definitely say is, Laurent, Carole, thank you very much for your time. I hope you have a fantastic, happy, healthy, and successful 2021. I'm sure you will do, because you've obviously got all your plans already ahead ready to make it successful.
Thank you, Rizwan.
For your support, Rizwan. Thank you very much. And happy year 21.
Thank you very much. And to everybody watching, the same thing. I wish you all a happy 2021. May be safe, healthy, happy, and successful. So with that, I will say au revoir, and I will catch up with you soon, hopefully. Bye-bye.